Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are here to show a short movie related to TRIFFLES as a literal book. And here we are going to introduce ourselves. Start from me. My name is Siriam. I am as Mrs. Hale.
My name is Aulia Putri. I am as county attorney.
My name is Pingkan Valina. I'm as the sheriff and Mrs. Peters. I'm Yunita. I'm as Mr. Hill.
So please enjoy our short movie. Thank you.
Bye.
The kitchen is the now abandoned farmhouse of John Wright, a gloomy kitchen and left without having been put in order, unwashed pans under the sink, a loaf of bread outside the bread box, a dish towel on the table, other signs of incompleted work. At the rear, the outer door opens, and the sheriff comes in, followed by the county attorney and Hal. The sheriff and Hal are men in the middle life. The county attorney is a young man. All are much bundled up and go at once to the stove. They are followed by the two women. The sheriff's wife first. She is a slight, weary woman. A thin, nervous face. Mrs. Hale is larger and would ordinarily be called more comfortable looking, but she is disturbed now and looks fearfully about as she enters. The women have come in slowly and stands close together near the door.
This feels good. Come up to the fire, ladies.
Now, Mr. Hill, you explain to Mr. Henderson just what you saw when you came here yesterday morning.
By the way, has anything been moved? Are things just as you left them yesterday?
It's just the same. When it dropped below zero last night, I thought I'd better send Frank up this morning to make a fire for us. No use getting ammonia with the big cast on, but I told him not to touch anything except the stove. But yeah, you know Frank.
Somebody should have been left here yesterday.
I didn't see or hear anything. I knocked the door and it was quiet inside. But I knew they must be out because it was 8 past o'clock. So I knocked again, and I heard somebody say, "Come in." I was not sure. I'm not sure yet. But I opened the door, and this door, and I said, "There sat Mrs. Wright."
What was she doing?
She was rocking back and forth. She had an apron in her hand and was kind of pleating it.
And how did she look?
Well, she looked queer.
What do you mean queer?
Well, as if she didn't know what to do next and went like turned up.
How did she seem to feel about your coming?
Why, I don't think she's minded. One way or other, she didn't pay much attention. I said, "How do, Mrs. Wright? Is it cool, ain't it?" And she just said, "Is it?" And still went on pleading her apron. Well, I'm surprised she didn't ask me to come up to the stove or to sit down, but she just sat there, not even looking at me. So I said, "I want to see John." And she just laughed. I guess you could call it love. I told it Harry and the team outside. Then I said a little bit sharp, Can I see John?" And she said, "No." "Why, ain't he home?" She says, "Yes, he's home." Then I asked, "Why? Then why I can't see him?" I asked out of patience. Then she says, "'Cause he dead." "Dead?" And she just nodded her head and not even looking at me and just still pleating her apron. "Why, where is he?" Then she just looking at the stars like that. And then I don't know what's going up there. Then I walk from here to be here and I ask, why he died off? And she said he died of cause of rope around his neck. I don't know what happened, and then I went out and I called Harry. Then I thought maybe I need help, so we went go upstairs, and yes, there he was trying lying in the bed.
I think I'd rather have you go into that upstairs, where you can point it all out. Just go on with the rest of the story.
Well, my first thought was to get the rope off, but Harry walked to him and said, "He's dead, alright, so we better not to touch anything." So we go downstairs and we saw she's still sitting in the same bed, in the same way. And I said, "Has anybody been notified, Mrs. Wright?" And she says, "No." "Who did this, Mrs. Wright?" Harry asked. And she says, "I don't know." "You don't know?" "Yes, I don't know." "Where you sleep in the same bed?" said Harry, and Mrs. Wright said, "Yes, but I'm in the inside." "Somebody will slip her neck with a rope and you didn't wake up?" "Yes, I didn't wake up. We don't know what happened, how it could be." And after a minute she said, "I sleep with sound." Harry wanted to ask more, but I ought to let her to say all the story first to the Mr. Coroner or Sheriff. So Harry went out and go as fast as he could to the river's place where the telephoned.
And what did Mrs. Wright do when she knew you had gone for the coroner?
Yes, she moved from that chair to one over here. She just sat down with her hands held together and looking down. I got a feeling that I hoped to make some conversation, so I said I had to come in to see what if John wanted to come into the telephone. And she laughed. And then she stops and looking at me, scared. I don't know, maybe it wasn't scared, but I wouldn't like it to say it was. Soon, Harry got back and Dr. Lane came. And you, Mrs. Peters, maybe that's all that I knew that you don't.
I guess we will go upstairs first, and then out to the barn and around there. You're convinced that there was nothing important here? Nothing that would point to any motive?
Nothing here but kitchen things.
Here's a nice mess.
Oh, her fruit! It did freeze. She said she worried about that when it turned so cold. She said the fire would go out and her jars would break. Well, can you be the women? Help her mother and worrying about her preserves.
I guess before we are through, she may have something special more than preserve to worry about.
Well, women are used worrying over trifles.
And yet, for all their worries, what would we do without the ladies? Ow! Dirty toes! Not much a housekeeper. Would you say, ladies?
There's a great deal to be done on the barn.
To be sure, and yet I know there are some Dixon County farmhouse which do not have roller tools.
Those tools get quick, awful quick. Men's hands aren't always clean as they might be.
Proud to your success. But you and Mrs. Wright were neighbors, so I suppose you were friends too.
I've not seen much of her of late years. I've not been in this house. It's more than a year.
And why was that? You didn't like her?
I like her all well enough. Farmer's wife have their hands full, Mr. Henderson. And then
Yes.
I never seem a very cheerful place.
It's not cheerful. Our student said she had homemaking instinct.
Well, I don't know as right had either.
You mean that they didn't get along very well?
No, I don't need anything. But I don't think a place be any cheerfuler for John Wright being in it.
I'd like to talk more of that a little later. I want to get a lay of things upstairs now.
I suppose anything Mrs. Peters does will be alright. She was to take in some clothes for her, and a few little things we left in such hurry yesterday.
Yes, but I would like to see what you take, Mrs. Peters, and keep an eye out for anything that might be of use to us.
Yes, Mr. Henderson?
I'd hate to have a man in my kitchen, snooping around, criticizing.
Of course it's no more than dignity.
She's going to put this there. I feel ashamed with the fruits. I wonder if they've all gone. Here is cherries too. I believe that this is the only one. She'll feel awful bad after her hard work in the hot weather. I remember afternoon I put up the cherries last summer.
Well, I must get this thing from the front room closet. You coming with me, Mrs. Hill? You could help me carry them. Why, it's cold in there.
Right was closed. I think that's why she kept so much to herself. She didn't even belong to the ladies' aid. I suppose that she feels she couldn't do her part, and then you don't enjoy things when you feel shabby. She used to wear pretty clothes and be lively. When she was a Minnie Foster, one of the girls dancing in the shore. But that 30 years ago. This all was your ticket?
She said she won an apron. Funny things to warn. For there isn't much to get you dirty in jail, goodness knows, but I suppose just to make her feel more natural. Oh, she said that they was in the top drawer of this cupboard. Yes, here. And then her little shawl that always hung behind the door. Yes, here it is.
Mrs. Peters,
Yes, Mrs. Hill?
do you think she did it?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I don't think she did, asking for an apron and little shawl. Worrying about her food. Well, there is no sign of anger around here. It's wiped to here. Wonder how they're finding things upstairs. I hope she had a little bit read up there. You know, it seemed kind of sneaky, locking her up in town and coming up here and trying to get her home against her.
But, Mrs. Hill, the law is the law.
I suppose this. Better loosen up your things, Mrs. Peters. You won't feel when you go out.
Look, Mrs. Hill. She was piecing a quilt.
It is a log cabin pattern. Pretty, isn't it? I hope she was going to kill it or just knot it.
They wonder if she was going to quill it or not it.
Friend's fire didn't do much out there, did it? Let's go out to the barn and get that cleared up.
Mrs. Peters, look at this. Here. This is what she's working on. And look at the sewing. All the rest of it has been so nice and even. And look this. It's all over the place. Why it looks as she didn't know what she was about.
What are you doing, Mrs. Hill?
Taking off stitch and two that are not good served. Bad sewing made me feel fidgety.
I don't think we ought to touch things.
Just finish all up this end. Mrs. Peters,
Yes, Mrs. Hill?
what do you suppose that she was so nervous about?
I don't know. I don't know if she was nervous. I sometimes so awful here when I was tired. Well, I must get these things wrapped up. They may be through sooner than we think. Oh, and I wonder where I can find a piece of paper and string.
In the cupboard, maybe?
Oh, here's a bird cage. Did she have a bird, Mrs. Hill?
Why, I don't know she did or not. I've not been here for so long. There was a man selling canaries cheap. But I don't know, she took us or not. Or maybe she did. She used to sing freely herself.
Well, seems funny to think of a bird here, but she must have had one, or why would she have a cage? I wonder what happened to it. Oh, look at the door. It's broke. One hinge is pulled apart.
It looks like someone roughed in it.
Well, yes.
It would, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you that what I do wish, Mrs. Peters, I wish I had come over here when she was here. I wish I had.
But of course you were awful busy, Mrs. Hill. Your house and your children.
I could have come. I stayed away because it wasn't a cheerful place. That's why I ought to come. Maybe because it's down in a hollow and you can't see road. I don't know what is it, but it always be a lonely place and always was. I wish I could see Minnie Foster sometimes. And I see now. Not having children makes less work. But a quiet house and always work all day and no company when he come in. Do you know him, Mrs. Peters?
Not to know him, I've just seen him in town and they say he was a good man.
You weren't raised around here, were you?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know her?
Not till they were here yesterday.
She must think of it. She's kind like a bird to herself, real sweet and pretty, but sometimes timid and fluttery. Why did she change? Tell me what, Mrs. Peters. Why don't you take the quilt with you? Maybe it can change her mind.
Why? That's a real nice idea, Mrs. Hill. There couldn't possibly be any objection to it, could there? Now, just what would I take? I wondered that her patches are in here and...
Oh, it's some green. Maybe a sewing things in it. Why, it looks like someone would give you. Maybe the scissor is in here. Why? Why there's a piece of silk wrap in here?
This isn't her scissors.
Oh, Mrs. Peters!
It's the bird.
Yes, it's the bird. Look, its neck! Its neck! Oh my God!
Seems like somebody broke its neck.
Well, it is. Have you decided whether she was going to quilt it or not it?
We think she was going to knot it.
Well, that's interesting, I'm sure. Has the bird flown?
The cat got it.
No sign at all of anyone having come from the outside. Their own road. Now, let's go up and go over it piece by piece. Okay, that's good. It would have to have been someone new just then.
She liked that bird. She was going to bury it in that pretty box. I wonder how it would seem never to have a children around. No, Wright wouldn't like the bird. A thing that sang. She used to sing. He killed it too.
We don't know who killed the bird.
I know, John Wright.
I think it was an awful thing he has done in this house that night, Mrs. Hill. killing a man while he slept, slipping a rope around his neck that choked the life out of him.
His neck choked the life out of him.
We don't know who killed him. We don't know.